An Aga 1 seed that turns into... Everything looks like a pet seed, but it's really not anything on pet, but the runners will still complete all dependent dungeons in case, because it's a blind pool.
Well, let's see what we end up with, as both runners are surely going to be heading over to Metroid, or from Metroid into Link to the Past right away, just because of the tremendous item density and the fact they don't have a Morph Ball yet. So it kind of limits what they can do right now in the Metroid side. So here they go. Strizer on our restream was first. We're going to get that synced up in a moment. And we have him and Hitaka both heading into Link to the Past right now. Here we go with the first item check, which will probably be the one on the island.
Piece of Heart, vanilla. So we probably won't see these runners go back for that one.
Yeah, that Piece of Heart they won't be too concerned about by then. There are still 20 hearts available in this seed, so
there's
they don't
the Dark Cross Key right there. Sanctuary Chest is Dark Cross Key.
Now that is a interesting logic break decision later when they actually get down to the bottom of Escape. If they don't have the lamp yet, will they go for that chat?
It looks like both these runners are going for the Houlihan strat, where they basically create a wrong warp that sends them to a room filled with money.
225 rupees worth of money to be exact. Looks like both runners are using slightly different strats for setting it up here. Strizer now heads over to the water. Hitaka just went straight to the water. And Hitaka's method looks like it's a little bit faster, so it takes a slight lead there.
Now we'll see if these runners decide to get bombs right next to like Hylia. I've been told that's the current strategy. Go Houlihan straight to bombs. Ooh, is Hitaka forgetting to check Link's house?
He is. Maybe he plans to get it later when he actually starts in Link's house at one point. We do know the Ether is there, though. He may want to make sure he gets that later, depending whether we need it or not. I'll explain why Ether might be important, but we don't know yet. If on the bottom row of the tracker you see all the Link to the Past dungeons, you notice we have question marks as to whether they're crystal or pendant. And those two on the end, which are Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, have a blank circle. Those represent medallions. Sorry?
Tier 0 pool, there's bombs. Strizer with early free bombs right now.
So those two dungeons on the end have two empty circles, and those represent medallions. It's either Bombos, Ether, or Quake in that order. One of those two will open each of those dungeons, possibly the same one. We don't know yet if Ether is going to be one of those or not.
Ooh, Hitaka used the one bomb he got from a drop, and it was a bloopy. Uncle carrying a suit from another dimension. We got an early Varia on Strizer.
That is very interesting. That will open up some Super Metroid play once we can use the Morph Ball. I didn't catch what the library item was.
That was a Red Rupee.
Big 20.
And Hitaka is the first one to Kakariko. Strizer's going to be following him soon, but he actually has bombs. Hitaka is going to hope for some bomb chests in here.
That's a much.
Hitaka's about to replace the song of his people.
That music. So he buys some bombs because he's not willing to wait for some bombs. I think he really wants to find a bottle here.
Rich bugs.
I think he really wants to find a bottle somewhere here in Kakariko as well.
For the sick kid, yeah. No, the bug pool was 100 rupees.
Ooh, Hitaka going for the chicken clip. Hitaka going for the chicken clip today, and that was a fire rod at the lumberjack. We have an Aghanim seed.
No, not necessarily.
Almost.
If Skullwoods and Turtle Rock are both pendants, we got gloves on the ball event, by the way. If Skullwoods and Turtle Rocks are both pendants, then Fire Rod is not required. I believe Iris had a seed earlier this tournament where Fire Rod was like the second chest away from Moldrum 2.
It's very rare, but it can happen, but very, very rare. There's an energy tank for the girl Samus in Super Metroid. There's a blue boomerang, which is actually, I learned, referred to as the better boomerang, or the best boomerang.
The sparkers from the red cause extra lag frames.
Exactly. Being a point out in chat, Fire Rod is also needed for right side of Gan's tower. So while it can be done without Fire Rod, it's very, very difficult. Logically, it is required for that as well if the big key was over there. There's a hammer.
Oh! So we got glove, we got hammer. We find Moon Pearl, we have Dark World access.
And that wasn't as exciting. So at least they have a viable weapon for use on the Zelda side now. That is important since they are still not, you don't have a sword and don't really have anything else that works as a weapon. Hammer in some modes, in swordless mode, actually is the weapon you would use for your primary weapon throughout the seed. So they're kind of going in reverse order right now. Strizer heading over to the well. Hitaka now heading up to the Lost Woods. Going to find what Strizer's already found, and Strizer's going to find what Hitaka's already found.
Now Strizer... Sorry. Now Strizer, with all the bug pulls he's done, he already has Zora money. Once he grabs the gloves, he could go up to Zora if he wants to. Now, mind you, there'll be a long out-of-the-way check, but if there's something big on Zora right now... Oh, by the way, there was 2 shield upgrades in Lost Woods.
That is interesting. What? I don't think... maybe Strizer didn't check the Lost Woods or just chose not to pick them up. And
he didn't pick up the shield. I mean, you kind of land on top of the other shield. Another thing is runners don't want to grab the shields because the bigger the shield, the more lag, again, like with the Red Boomerang, it does cause some lag.
But at the same time, there could be times where the mirror shield is considered logically required for Turtle Rock for Laser Bridge. So it is very interesting to see the logic of that. I have seen some seeds that actually expect around to do that with both invincibility items hiding in Gan's tower. And Strizer goes ahead and buys a few more bombs. He had a bomb upgrade. And Hitaka is pulling the ledge, screaming in pain at what he sees. Yep, that is a fire rod, Hitaka. Good luck.
We got a map check. That was a green pendant at Hera. I saw a crystal on Eastern, but I did not see desert.
I didn't catch the map check, so I'll have to see if chat caught that. I wasn't looking at that screen. Because we have Hitaka in the back of Escape right now. Getting a missile. Piece of heart.
Now, he had the key. He could have gone to
We're being told Red Pendant is in the desert. So I think based on that we can confirm Fire Rod is indeed required and Aghanim is indeed required.
Firewall will be required because both Skullwoods and Turtle Rock require Fire Rod to be in.
Yeah, we will have to clear at least one of those 2 dungeons and we will need the Fire Rod to do it. So we already have an Aghanim required seed. Can we go for the trifecta and get the pedestal? And maybe Pyramid Fairy as well?
And Shack Tool?
Ooh, that'd be a quad.
We got ourselves a wet bow right now. That amount now means these runners can go grab that first crystal over in Eastern and grab all 6 items that's around that area. You got the 3 in Shirasula and 3 in Eastern Palace. Now, mind you, you still need the lamp logically, but I think these runners can do all the dark rooms in Eastern.
I'd be a little careful firing that bow, though. I think the string got a little soggy. I'm not sure how long it'll hold up.
The bow is a little bit like what's that whole thing? The wood's soggy, so it's like expanding a bit.
In any case, we're in Mini Moldorm Cave, so named because of these mini Moldorms. That's logical reason why we call it Mini Moldorm Cave. Once they are knocked out, and once we get the hearts and arrows and goodies, we're going to get the 5 items back. We have today a big 20. I think that's a bomb. A
Power bomb.
Yep. Power bomb, yep. Big 50. And blueberries.
So far, Strider's been doing Hyrule Dungeon. There hasn't been that much down here. We just found some more super missiles.
One more chest in the basement for him to get, and we're going to see if there's anything of interest down there today. And Hitaka getting chased by the bird. Ooh, and a bee. Bye, bee. And Strides are going for pot strats on the ball and chain guard, and then whacks him with a hammer, and that's it. And the chest in the cell contains a burrito. That's so there's lunch, you know.
I do believe that means Dark Cross has another item.
I believe so.
And we're going to see what's in Ice Rod Cave here. Aptly named so because that's where you find the Ice Rod.
Watch it be the Ice Rod. Nope, just more blueberries.
Still blue.
I have actually seen Ice Rod in there before.
I've seen Fire Rod in there before, and Ice Beam in there. Looks like Hitaka may be going over to Eastern. As I said, there's up to 6 items there. 3 from Shirashula, and I'm sure he can clear out Eastern for the final items. And now might actually give him a hint on where Lamp may be, depending on what items he gets from Eastern. So, like, if he finds Morph Ball in any of the 2 Dark Room locked chests, then he knows Lantern is somewhere in maybe at Zora or Zora's Ledge or something like that, or Aghanim.
So Strides are getting his bow. Hitaka is heading into the back of Sahasraral's closet right now, locates the Morph Ball, a missile, and I think that's a super missile if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, super missile.
So now Morph Ball will be very useful because that opens up Metroid quite a bit now, Super Metroid.
Yeah, with the Varia, they have over 60% of Super Metroid they can collect right now. Because they have enough Power Bombs, and they have Supers, and yeah. Like, Power Bomb, Super, and Morph Ball opens up Super Metroid.
Strider gets his less than satisfactory goodies from the Mini Moldorm Cave. Hitaka, meanwhile, enters Eastern Palace, working his way around to the first chest. As you mentioned, I think you kind of said it this way, there are 3 items in here plus the 3 dungeon items. So there's one of the dungeon items. That was the compass in the first chest.
I was saying 3 items because I count Shirashula as part of Eastern in my mind. Like, I count this whole area.
You count it as 6 items. Yeah, you count it as 6 items counting Sahasraril, so 3 items in here.
Yep. I like doing them by their, like, whole, like, areas instead of, like...
So, will we find the first item of the dungeon in here? Yes, we
Moon
do.
Pearl.
Moon Pearl.
That's Dark World access. We have all 3 pieces of Dark World access now.
Yep, that is an orb, and I'm not going by meme here. That is an orb that allows you to maintain your shape in the Dark World, so you do not turn into a rabbit.
I mean, we still have to kill Aghanim, though, so...
Yeah, but that's, we can still get to the Dark World without Aghanim, but we are going to need to go to Aghanim to get the Fire Rod. That is correct. And neither runner has an advantage in that knowledge. Both runners have checked that. There is the big key for Eastern Palace. And past in the top because there are no hint tiles in this version of the combo randomizer. In the future, it may include that.
Ooh, Strider's doing some fake flippering. Going to see what our favorite guy living under the bridge is doing today.
I've seen this have a say in a race. Just not fake flipping early and not find the enemy here, and then someone not coming back for a long time. If there's something important there, that could be a really bad skip.
So Hitaka's doing the dark room, has to find a key in here in the dark. And Strizer gets for his trouble more arrows.
Yeah, just more sticks. He saves and quits, goes back in, and grabs a heart and leaves his house. And Hitaka did eventually open that chest. I see he does have the ether now.
So Strizer is following the bow over to the eastern side. He's going to be happy. He's going to find both of his purple orb-like things over here. His Morph Ball and his Moon Pearl.
There's the burrito.
Last item is on Armos. And so Hitaka's going to go get himself his first crystal.
As you said, Darkroom is not a problem for runners at this level of play. So he's just going to go through the Darkroom. He's going to force his way through. And Strider's going to get his items from the back of the closet.
Now, Strider has Varia. Hitaka does not. So Hitaka may or may not go in to visit his uncle for a while.
And that could be a bad decision in the end. Uncle being one of the Sphere Zero locations, it pays off to get him out of the way as soon as possible, in my opinion. And if anyone's wondering what I mean by Sphere Zero, I'm referring to the locations that are accessible at the start of the game, assuming you have no other items in your inventory. There's a theory in chat that Strider could go to Super Metroid after clearing Eastern Palace. I actually have a feeling he may decide to do that. I don't see a lot of other... Like, he could go to the Dark World and check that first, get Village of Outcasts out of the way. Maybe check Thieves Town, because that is available to him. Actually, you know what?
The thing is, they only have about 10 super missiles and I think 10 power bombs at this point. They probably want to make sure they have more ammunition for Super Metroid. But they still have like...
Yeah, I'm just thinking further. I'm thinking in the Village of Outcast side, they have to have the Titans made if they want to get the Village of Outcast from Kakariko. So
no,
they could
get to anywhere right now, and Dark World except for Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, because well, they have the hammer. They'd be able to go up to Palace of Darkness.
Oh, yeah, no. So, yeah, they could go anywhere in Dark World now. Sorry, I was thinking about from the north, not from the south. I always forget about the Hammer Peg Bridge.
I'm just trying to think if they can go across the portal in north of Kakariko.
So they take the portal from north of Kakariko, and then there's a line of bushes you cut or you lift. It takes a lot of bushes to lift. But you go left and you go down, you're in Village of Outcasts.
I am aware of that line of bushes. I just thought I might be overthinking. I'll have to look up the map.
5-6 crystals at Skull Woods and Pod. The last pendant is on the Ice Palace, so you know there's something there. As Raiko and a handful of other runners of this game love to say, Pendant Ice Palace always has the goods.
That's my line. There's always something in Pendant Ice Palace.
Hitaka giving the bomb plan a taste of his medicine, and we're at a 20-minute hype cave.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your hype in chat. Get your hype in chat as we find a heart container. We have 300 rupees. We have a piece of heart. We have a power bomb. Could you rate this hype cave?
With those Morph Ball bombs, that almost completely eliminates any soft lock chances, so that's a 5 out of 10.
I will accept your numbering then. So
now, again, the reason why I say soft locked is for the longest time, they can only use power bombs to get through stuff in Super Metroid. And if they accidentally use too many power bombs, then they get themselves stuck, and then they soft lock, and then that's no good for anyone. We've seen forfeits over that. Plus, Morph Ball bombs add a lot of stuff. We can now have some infinite bomb jumps, because those are non-logic. Anything that requires can fly is non-logic.
Okay, so Hitaka is going in the Dark World right now. He is heading over to the digging game. Now, he's good on money. I don't see him stopping to play the arrow game here. So he is going to continue straight over the digging game, and he's there now. And how many digs will it be? From 1 to 30. We're going to listen for the musical cue of the item coming up and see how many digs it takes. We are at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Ooh, 15 for a big 20.
Enjoy your money, sir. Actually, you didn't even pick it up.
He picked up another red 20. That wasn't the prize.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hitaka's going to go over to Hyrule Dungeon now. So he's going to be picking his Various soon.
Now, it's worth knowing that even though we know it's an Aghanim required C, they do not have the tools necessary to get to Aghanim's Tower yet. So he won't be doing Aghanim's Tower while he's here. He pulls a tree, finds some berries. Is that the tier 1 pull?
All the pulls have been good. We've had magic. We've had a full magic, by the way. Bombs. And 20s, I think, from the pulls.
And there's Hitaka's Various suit.
Boo that man in chat for that pun.
Hmm?
That's a painful pun right there.
For the benefit of our YouTube viewers, it was a reference to a very good play. I will also say boo that pun.
I didn't even want to acknowledge it.
Well, I want to keep in mind our viewers after with the libraries too, so include them in it a little bit.
I didn't want to have them suffer through that very bad pun.
Yep. Now you're doing it.
Verily.
You mean very illy.
Oh, we got a someone like that sub enough to give the Despair Anthem a sub. Thanks, Loxley, for that gift sub.
You're only encouraging him. I just have to note that. Nothing wrong with that, though.
So you're about to see Strizer do the Dark World port to Village Outcast.
And I think Strizer's going there now. Using the hammer
Ancient Gamer, buddy pal, one of our runners that was in this tournament. Put on a good show. He just subscribed as well.
I remember he had a couple of nasty seeds earlier in our tournament as well. So our little couple nasty layouts. So definitely, as you mentioned, put on a good show in the tournament himself.
Yeah, so Strizer now, after going to that portal, can just go this way and then down, and he's in the Village of Outcast. Now, where is he? Is Hitaka going over to Zora?
Makes sense to me, but
oh, he's going to turn into the mushroom while he's up here as well.
I was gonna say it's a weird way, it's a weird route to take. So I guess maybe because he couldn't. Oh, because he couldn't hop across the water. So yeah, it makes sense.
Screw attack!
Get to Zora.
Screw attack!
From the treasure game.
Yeah, so that basically eliminates any threat from any non-boss now in Super Metroid.
Can you explain that for those who may not be familiar?
Screw attack kills almost anything in one hit, and it makes you invincible while you're using it. It's kind of like a jump attack. Um, Hitaka is liking the buzzer. We get an E-tank from that mushroom. He's saving the mushroom.
He does a hard reset, and the reason for that I'll explain. The hard reset means that the mushroom goes back in his inventory, and if he wants to later, once he has the KS Samari, I believe, he can go and do a trick called fake powder, which would allow him to get the magic bad item without having the powder.
So Hitaka did go over to Super Metroid. We see he already has 25 supers. That's a lot of supers already.
And 10 power bombs already too.
Yeah, he's going to go into the gauntlet. With Varia, this is not that scary of a play. With supers, it's also not that scary. He's going to get 3 items up here. And Strizer is going to go ahead and clear out Thieves' Town, it looks like. He can collect everything here. And it is another crystal, so he's looking to get an early lead on crystal bosses. Or he's just walking out. Okay. Vanilla energy tank. Very nice fun. Strizer gets his 5th heart container. Now, there are 2 items up here that Hitaka has to be very careful for because this is a one-way trip. And it's a reserve tank, which he grabs, and 10 arrows. So he's just going to move on through. Probably check Terminator before going down to Brinstar.
Doesn't take the 10 arrows, leaves those behind. Takes the no tank. And Strizer is just got the item in the brewery, is going to head to the south himself, probably check the game himself. Can't get Jeremiah yet, so because he doesn't have the Titans event, so he's going to skip the frog.
He's probably going to go ahead and do all these South Dark World checks while he's down here, including Hot Cave.
Mm-hmm. And Strizer also does not grace the 20-item diggable with a pickup.
And we're finding all of our big 300s early this seed. There's another 300 in early supers. It's not the early super location, but I don't know the full name of that room. But we got an E-tank, a heart container, and more arrows.
Yep, I was just about to comment on that. We're going to Stumpy now. We're finding another missile. And Hitaka going to get another item up here. That item is another missile.
And he's going for the 300 rupees, which kind of confuses me. He already has like 1,000.
Yeah, I thought he had plenty.
Yeah,
maybe he's planning to get medicine somewhere.
I mean, that would be a good play. Just make sure you stay stocked up with blues. He's going to go ahead and go down here to the Trot Floor room with the super door behind it. Strizer's going to get his Morph Ball bombs while he's here. Oh, barely gets, makes it.
Wow. Anyway, something we didn't mention on the Morph Ball bombs, again, for those not familiar, because they now have the Morph Ball bombs, if they go to that room that has the chorizo, where they would normally save the ammos at the end of the game, that chorizo will now come to life when they get the item.
Yep. And Hitaka got himself Spring Ball, which now puts Rex Ship in play, so that's another dozen or so items. And Strizer now goes into his Super Metroid play. We're now finding all of our heart containers in Metroid now.
That's kind of ironic that we're finding all the heart containers now over here now that we're in the other game. And Hitaka, or Strizer rather, doing his own play where Hitaka has already gone.
The gauntlet.
Exactly.
More supers up here. Now these runners are trying to get at least 60 supers if they don't find the charge beam. The 60 supers is what's needed to kill Mother Brain.
Yeah, if they find the charge beam, it won't be too much of a concern. But right now, they're worried about getting those just in case the charge beam doesn't show up. We have seen in times in this term, not just in this tournament, but in races otherwise, where runners have I want to say hard locked themselves behind the point of no return in the final area.
Gravity suit, what?
Nice.
So that's that was a weird color glitch there. Now all they need is speed booster, and they can 100. Well, speed booster and grapple beam 100% all of Super Metroid, except for like one other check with space jump. They can now check 95% of Super Metroid.
I have a feeling they might be here for a while.
Speaking of that bomb Torzio,
here it comes.
That's where Strizer is going.
So we're gonna walk into the room after dodging all the bats. And hello, free item.
Oh.
Hello, fight.
Let me out! Let me out!
No. Fight me. I'm dead.
I have to put up with this for another 2.5 hours.
Half an hour's already done. Maybe about 2 and 15 or something like that. Yes, I'm predicting
Mitts!
times.
Oh,
Mitts' mitt. Oh my.
That's locked behind Wave Beam, so that's actually out of logic, but that's big. We're finding all the items in this game. This is going to be a fast seed, other than the fact that we still need to kill Aghanim.
And that means we also still need to find the swords. And so
high jump boots. Okay, why not?
We still need to find the sword. We still need to find possibly a second sword and or a cape. Of course, now that I said that, I was going to be a sword at the very next check. Well, no, that was a big 20.
Don't try to force it, man. Just let it happen.
I'm not.
Just let it happen.
It'll happen.
Alright, we're checking some Retro Brinstar here. We got missiles. Shaft Supers, we're going to see here in just a second, is going to be more missiles. Alright. Vanilla Morph Ball was missiles, and now we're going to go check, I believe we have about 6 more locations down here. First one up is Alpha Missiles. Which is Alpha Missiles.
You get a missile. You get a missile.
Old Mother Brain is another 300 rupee pack. Wow, I think we have like one more 300 rupee pack left in the seed. Early E-Tank is bombs, and we have our mirror shield.
Yeah, we have the riot shield already. That means Laser Bridge is completely in logic now, in case they don't find any other invincibility items. So that might be leading a little bit Eternal Rock later. But we'll worry about that in probably about an hour or so when we actually find our way back to Link to the Past.
Billy May's room has some more money. Act now, you get more money. This seed has been a very generous seed for these runners.
But you know what that means, right? I'll assume that to mean you don't. It means that because the seed has been super generous at the start, it's going to be evil at the end.
That's what I just said.
I didn't hear you say that.
I said if that means we're going to be looking for boots for like an hour.
No, I don't think it came through. You might push the wrong button. So you didn't hear
sorry about that.
Anyway, yeah. And Hitaka gonna check old Mother Brain now.
Question in chat, Screw Attack just makes it easier to traverse. It breaks blocks, it kills enemies in one hit. Man, things with Screw Attack makes everything so much easier. Especially Rig Key Hunters later on in the game. Comment in chat. Since we're going to be seeing what each other just checked, since Strider just got his high jumps in gravity, you have like 2 minutes before new stuff can be found. If you want to make a popcorn.
Yeah, if you need to use if you need to do anything away from the computer, good time to do so.
Yeah, because we're going to see Hitaka check Omega missiles and bomb Chorizo, which we've already seen checked. So, and Strider has the rest of Pink Brinstar and Green Brinstar, and then he'll be caught up on checks too.
And Hitaka going to go fight his first boss of the game, the Morph Bomb Chorizo. Doesn't even go to collect the 10 arrows, just lets the thing come to life and basically leave the 10 arrows floating in the air.
Yeah, he's just going to leave that little
Just gonna leave him behind.
Strider got his mitts as well. So Hitaka's probably going to go refill his power bombs, and we're probably going to see him go over to Rex Ship now, or Red Brinstar.
I was thinking Rex Ship is where he'll go. Rex Ship is probably where he's going to go right now, I think.
Well, oh no, he's actually going to go ahead and go up, use some IBJs to go into the power bomb location up here in landing site.
Make a liar out of me, will he?
I'm also thinking Red Brinstar might also be the play because he can then take that to Kraid. Ooh, single arrow. That's something he didn't want to go for.
Unworthwhile item. Replace.
No, he is going to go ahead and do all Rex Ship.
Strider picking up his third energy tank now, so they're equal on Samus energy.
And we're not finding any beams yet. That's something these runners also want. They want to go ahead and get their full beam combo as well.
Sacrificing another super missile. So I was putting that screw attack to good use, knocking everything out in midair as he comes across it.
Hitaka's about ready to fight our favorite ghost elephant.
Yep, I recognize that area leading to what you referred to. Phantom.
Look at him pump those arms. He's excited for this fight.
He's ready to go. He's raring to fight something.
Looks like Strizer's going to go ahead and... Looks like Strizer's going to go ahead and go down, check Spader's location. He's probably going to go ahead and fight Kraid while he's down here. Oh, is he? Oh, he's climbing up Red Tower. He's just going to do Red Tower from the bottom. Okay.
This is an interesting play.
And Phantoon is dead.
I thought you were supposed to be a real challenge.
Alright, so Pyro Bombs is the heart piece, and the eye behind is a missile.
And what is behind Phantoon today?
Well, all a wreck ship, so like 12 items.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. There's the lantern.
Ooh, that's
or the
big.
lamp. Or the lamp, as the game prefers to call it. So that's a logical tie-in that we're going to have later. We now know all the dark rooms are within logic.
So the game wanted them to go get the morph balls from Shrashala and then get everything else from Super Metroid. And it looks like Strizer is also going to wreck ship. He just went up Red Tower.
Yeah, what you just know, I was going to say the same thing. They were supposed to go get the morph ball, leave Eastern Palace area without going to Eastern Palace, come get the lamp, and then go back to Eastern Palace. So what this means is that doing wreck ship now and getting the lantern now after they finish Eastern Palace, they've saved a buttload of time.
Strizer doing the gravity jump to get out of that pool. And Hitaka is going through the Spiker Room of Death. Yeah, Spiker Room of Death.
And there's a question in chat, is Fire Rod at Lumberjack? Yes. Yes, the Fire Rod is on the Lumberjack ledge. And we now know that I think both of the dungeons are required.
Yep.
Would need the Fire Rod. So yes, the Fire Rod and therefore Aghanim is required in today's seed.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a reset for Hitaka. Big 20 after the Spiker Room of Death. He's going to go ahead and go back to his save.
He did have a save after being Phantoon, so he should be good.
Now we're like 45 minutes in. We have yet to find a beam or sword.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult Zelda to play without the sword.
So Strizer's doing his Phantoon fight. Strizer's going to be able to do this attic room Hitaka's in like in a fourth of the time with screw attack.
While Strizer does his Fantoon fight, Hitaka is doing more item checks here. And in this room, knocking the. I'm trying to figure out what to call those, but whatever they are, there's
Helper
a missile
bots.
behind them.
Helper
They're what?
bots.
Helper bots?
That's what most people call them. I don't know their official name. So I've see. Here's the thing. I had no knowledge of Super Metroid before this tournament. So all my Super Metroid knowledge has came from me watching these races and listening to my co-comps.
That's probably more than me in this case. And Fantoon is down.
So is this speed booster item in Rex ship was only a missile, so we don't need speed booster just yet. We're going to see missiles in the sky here.
Why missiles in the sky? Because they're better than missiles on the ground.
Since we don't have speed booster or space jump, we have to play the wimp. All right, so that puts the mitts back into logic, so that's good. We got Swagnet. That might be our one weapon against Aghanim. Yes.
Yeah, if we have to go into now we still have to have the sword to get to Aghanim. So one way or
the
another,
cave.
we have to.
If we find the cave,
you still need the sword to cut the curtain. Yeah, the sword is still need to cut the curtain, so you will have a sword at Aghanim no matter what. Strider getting his lamp. But the joke is that because they now have the access to the Swagnet, that means they can now kill Aghanim, and that's just the joke. Hitaka having his first coffee break of the seed. Just going to get a leisurely ride from the statue here.
So yeah, Strizer's just following like a couple minutes behind. We saw what happened last night when this was going on. Is there a rule on how many ties there can be?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3. Kudos to anyone in chat who gets that reference, by the way. And how much that probably dates me.
They still run those commercials.
Oh, they do? Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they keep on making new ones. Alright, so Hitaka's done with the wreck ship. He's probably going to go down Red Tower, say hi to our favorite green dragon.
And kudos to all you in chat who are calling out the reference. Thank you.
As you see with the screw attack, Strider is just melting this room. So he's going to make up some time here.
And it's the heart piece.
And we know missiles is back behind here. Hitaka's not going to pick those up. He already has enough missiles. Trying to damage boost, having a hard time at it. Strider going for the spring ball jump to get onto this platform thingy guy there. I don't know what the name of the flying guys are.
Just make up a name for him.
The cousins of the platforms from Sigma 1 from Mega Man X.
Okay, that works.
Oh, he sees he now wants those the wave beam. He's like, come back here! Come back here! I want.
Strizer did see that. Now he wants to get back up there.
And we started out with not having that healthy of a seed. Now we're finding all the health.
Strizer desperately trying to get up there using the. There he goes.
So all the time Strider made up in that one room, he's losing here.
Yeah, he's
Hitaka opens up. Hitaka opens up Meridia. This may be a Kraid to Meridia play.
So now Strizer is losing a boatload of time. Having to ride this platform again. Hitaka does have a bit of a lead this time and is solidifying that lead now. There's the wave beam. Wave beam acquired. Going down. Swagnet acquired.
Alright, let's see if we get some DLC today.
Oh! Someone came to take Samus to the prom. I mean, Kraid, yeah, he's ultra lovable. Let's see if he actually gets taken out on his prom invite today. Nope, no prom.
That was quick. I was not even looking at the screen. It was fast.
Yeah, it was so fast that if you blinked, you missed it.
Ooh, we got ourselves a sick kid now to check.
We also have a bee, in case bees are of interest to you.
I usually, if I find bee early on, I use it for the mini Moldome cave. It's so satisfying to see the bee kill all the mini Moldomes. Try the next time you run a regular seed. So Hitaka's going to go ahead and check the one item that gets unlocked whenever you beat Kraid, which is the cape.
Ooh.
Aga almost complete.
No, we just need a sword now. Which, speaking of, we're at 54 minutes and 13 seconds into this race. We still do not have that.
At least we finally got a beam.
So I can't see the runners wanting to go back to Link to the Past until they can find that sword. It'll be interesting to see if they stay over here at least until they find the sword.
We got Hitaka logic breaking. Needs a speed booster to get back here to the ice beam location.
Sequence break, yep. Piece of heart. Hey, I'll take it.
Strizer's about ready to IBJ up for his single arrow. And he misses.
Ah.
Crumbled Tower today is more bombs. So more likely I'll see Strizer go down Red Tower now to fight Crane. Question in the chat, we've probably seen about 50% of the IM so far.
We're probably going to see a good chunk of them before we go back. It's possible to clear, as you said, much of this game now. So
yeah, they could kill all 4 bosses now if they want to.
And that's just more and more items they find for Link to the Past over here as well that they can then use over in Link to the Past. So it'll make that game almost a breeze as well. Of course, there'll still be a few things they have to find over there because there were a lot more items in Link to the Past. Hitaka is actually going back over to Link to the Past. He's taking the entrance to Death Mountain. Now, keep in mind, we don't have the flute, but with the lamp, they now have logical access to this even without that warp. So,
no, they had logical access the second they got the lamp.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once they got the lamp, they now have logical access. So even if they didn't use this warp, but Hitaka is using the back door to go get the old man, and the old man will be taken home. We're gonna have another item and another starting point for Link to the Past.
Fun fact: the story point actually is not in the GBA version.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, they actually took this out of the GBA version. In fact, how it works is whatever your last area was becomes your third save start point. So, like, let's say you saved and quit in like Swamp Palace, you can start in Swamp Palace. Strizer is doing the Meridia play.
That is very interesting.
Main Street in Meridia will have for our runners today bombs and more bombs.
Bombs.
We got Vanilla Heart Piece on Spectacle Rock, and inside Spectacle Rock we have missiles.
So somewhat boring Death Mountain so far.
He could have checked. Sorry, he could have checked Spike Cave.
Yeah, actually, no, he doesn't have invincibility items yet. So
he has
no, he does have the cape. Oh, of course, it's not on our tracker. That's throwing me off. Okay, our tracker doesn't include the cape. Oh yeah, he does have the cape, so he could have checked Spike Cave. You're absolutely right. Curious why he didn't actually, because he has enough health that he could have made it over too.
Yep. So we get the shovel from Mama Turtle.
I could dig that.
Did you just... No.
What? Here's Sick Kid. Sick Kid is somehow conditions the hero with a bigger bomb bag. Maybe he just had a bag lying around and said, "Here, use this for your bombs instead."
That was punful, dude. Hitaka is going to go ahead and dip Skull Woods and hope that the 2 items in Skull Woods are within the first 2 parts of this dungeon. Okay, Watering Hole today has another E-Tick.
And first chest in Skull Woods was the key. Now I would open that chest after getting this chest, unless you're going to the right, and let's see what he decides to do. Nope, he's going to the right. So yeah, that's why he did that.
Yep. The room to the right is always a key, just so you don't soft lock.
Yep.
So we already found one item here in Skull Woods. We still have one item in. I like to call this first part Skull Woods 1, and then the next part Skull Woods 2. Oh no, he's not going to Skull Woods 2. He's not going for that one item. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for the information as to whether he goes to, well, you call it Skull Woods 2. I just call it Skull Woods. Back at Backstore later on. Might be going to have to anyway to get Mothula, but maybe he just decided he doesn't want to fight the bug yet. I don't know.
Well, he can't fight the bug. He can go to...
Oh, yeah, he needs a sword. That's right. That's why he's not going to Skull Woods.
That sword. He needs the fire rod.
That too.
Yeah. A lot of people call the Mothra section the back of Skull Woods, but the thing is, there's like 3 sections to it, so I don't know.
The reason he's not doing the back of Skull Woods to check the
half magic.
The reason he's not checking the item at the back of Skull Woods is because he knows he has to go back to beat Mothula later, and he's hoping that it's not an important item. So logically, he's trying to check that item and hope that it's on Mothula, since he has to beat Mothula anyway.
Hitaka's going to buy himself a red potion with his 1,500 rupees.
Or as I like to call it, cherry Gatorade.
Man, I wish they actually made cherry Gatorade, not like that weird white cherry, but like an actual...
What is the red kind then? I don't actually drink the red Gatorade.
Oh, red is fruit punch.
Oh, it's fruit punch. Okay, so that's fruit punch Gatorade. There you go.
But now I want cherry Gatorade. Hook shot. Oh, both of these sand pits.
Wow.
With the goods. We got hook shot.
Hook shot all the way down here. Wow.
That will mean Paradox Cave is now open. Hitaka gets his...
I'll be interested to see if he actually comes back for the half magic.
Question in chat. Red Mountain Dew is code red.
Yeah, that is correct. Hitaka now doing his tour of Thieves Town. Strizer did check this earlier.
Speaking of code red, I'm going to be right back. Get me some Diet Code Red.
So in case, I think Strizer did get all 4 items in the front and then just walked out earlier. He didn't take a death warp. So I have a feeling Hitaka will continue further back into Thieves Town. Strizer is continuing to check Super Metroid. Finds the... oh! He will pick up the power bomb. And there's the key. That opens up the basement chest. And he does have the hammer, so he can check that chest. So all Thieves Town is available to him at this point. And Strizer about to go into his boss fight with, or should I say, prom date.
Hitaka's going to go ahead and continue on with Thieves Town. We're going to see more Thieves Town than what Strizer showed us.
Yep, we're getting more of a backdoor. You've already found the key out front. So will Strizer get a prom date, or will he...
looks like he's got a prom date.
Craig gets prom. Craig goes to prom.
Craig gets to show off all of his curves.
And that date was quick. So Hitaka going over to the Sunshine Room. At least I call it the Sunshine Room, and it's because look at all these wonderful windows and all these wonderful rays of sunshine coming in. So the one back here will be very important later, which is why I call it that. And
I do like how if you pay attention to Villas of Outcast, you know what building you're in, or you're in here. You're actually in that little green building.
In any case, we have the single green rupee, or at least one of two in the seed, located in the Sunshine. And Strider getting his cape. I'm sure he really would love a sword, though. I'm sure both runners would really love a sword right now.
Ooh, actually, Strider has hook shot. He's gonna be able to check. Oh, he could actually get to as far as Tower Hera now if he wants, or he could check and see what Turok has for its medallion requirement.
Yeah, we don't have any of that information yet for medallions, so that will be some good information for him to get right now if he wishes to. But he'll keep on Super Metroid as long as he can, I think, first. So Hitaka coming up on the
Flippers!
Finding the flippers, yep. So that opens up access. Let me just check. He doesn't have the hook shot yet, so he can't clear Swamp Palace, but he can certainly get in and do parts of it. Actually, no, he doesn't have the mirror. He can't even do that.
Nope. But those flippers will basically now point him towards Zora, where all the items are.
Yep.
There's 4 items up there. That might be his next play after he escorts this lady.
Yeah, he just has to escort this beautiful maiden to safety. So, spoiler is therefore omitted. We now have the next pun. Gardeners like to spring into action.
Anyway, so go one more hit on blind. We'll finish off blind.
There it is.
Get ourselves another map. So I love how like the game tries to fool you, like the vanilla game with that. But like, you know, if you check the hint tile, it's like, you know, Zelda goes like, you know, blind is like dude that likes to wear dresses, so be careful. And we're like, why discriminate? Why can't blind be happy the way blind is? And then like you meet blind.
Let's look at what Hitaka's doing right now. He's gone to get the Jeremiah the Bullfrog. He's gonna try.
He doesn't.
But he doesn't have the mirror, so he's gonna have to take him to the light world with him by saving quitting at some point. So right now he's just taking him for a world tour, at least for a while he's in the dark world. He's gonna check hammer pegs while he's here because, you know, why not check hammer pegs while he's here? I think he was it Hitaka who used the mushroom earlier and then hard reset, or was that Strizer who did that?
Nope, Hitaka did that, but we have no way to fake powder right now.
Yeah, we can't check that item yet anyway. I just wanted to make sure I remembered who had the mushroom. And he did do the save and quit, and there's the dwarf. Getting a nice leisurely escort walk home. And once this long walk is complete, he will return to his job crafting whatever it is that he crafts in the vanilla game with swords. And we're going to see what $10 will get you for an item for taking him home.
Alright, so the Smiths were making some powerful bombs.
Interesting that they make bombs for another dimension.
I wonder what they use them for.
Yeah.
Terrorism? I don't know.
No.
So where is Hitaka going now? We know he has a whole bunch of items he can check up north. He may be going straight to that portal that takes him up north. No, he didn't check Hobo yet, so we got ourselves a mail upgrade.
Yeah, that was blue
defense
mail.
up. And Waybeam location today has missiles.
So Hitaka collects his sticks from the bridge guy.
And Strider's almost done with Upper Norfair.
And this is an area that I think Hitaka has not checked yet, so it's going to be interesting to see when the paths do converge later.
It's about time we got some divergence.
Well, here we go in the portal. I don't think we've seen the Zora item yet, nor have we seen Waterfall Cave, so...
We found our other single rupee.
So, first stop, Waterfall Cave. 2 items in here. Item number 1 is something. Item number 2 is a X-ray scope. And super missile.
We find silvers in the Norfair reserves.
Interesting.
So, Strizer has silvers right
now. What do we have on the ledge right now is the question.
Ooh.
A mirror! Oh! Mirror on the Zora ledge. Flippers were required for that. Ooh. You needed the flippers to get the mirror to get you into Swamp to use the flippers.
Let's see what Hitaka's 500 rupees is like pocket change right now. So we'll see what Zora gives him.
$5. Ooh. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1% return on investment. If you are ever offered a 1% return on investment, do not take it.
So it looks like Strizer is going towards Lower Norfair. So he's going to go say hi to Ridley. He's probably wishing he would have this mirror that Hitaka has before doing all of this. Is Hitaka going to Swamp now?
This Hitaka, would be a bad play because he cannot complete it.
He can't even get far into it. Well, I guess he could check all the items in the front.
He can check the left side, which might be his play, but he's going to have to waste the time reflooding it later.
Or is he going to go to, like, Pyramid Ledge?
Actually, no, he can't. Oh, Pyramid. He can go to Pyramid. Yeah, he can go to Pyramid. Maybe he's going to Palace of Darkness and after Catfish then, too. Or one or the other.
Yeah, Strider will be able to exit the portal out here. I mean, I guess Desert isn't required, so he's not going to be missing much going through this Lower Norfair portal.
Okay. Now, I noticed that Hitaka did not go to Pyramid, and I can explain the reason he did not go to Pyramid is most likely because he knows he has to beat Aghanim anyway. He's hoping he finds at least the sword over here so he can at least complete that and check the Pyramid that way and then Catfish at that time.
And there are 5 items in Palace of Darkness.
Yep. Plus the 6 keys and 3 dungeon items. So 14 chests total.
So now we're at Meyer. We can see what Meyer's requirement is for today, and that is Ether.
He has it.
So,
and next up, the Meyer Shed. 2 items in the Meyer Shed. He's going to push a few blocks around and find out what that item is, or what those items are, I should say.
Ooh, Grapple Beam. That puts Shack Tool into logic.
And a piece of heart.
So there's a Strizer's incentive to go get half magic now.
And right back over to Super Metroid. Hey, Gold Cruiser, how you doing today?
We found another 300 rupee drop. That's, I think, our last one in the seed. Tries to try and pick up his supers. He's going to go ahead and start blowing out his missiles. Under 30 missiles, Gold Torizo doesn't do this slash attack under 30 missiles, which is why Strizer is shooting up his missiles now.
So first 3 items in Palace of Darkness were all keys. So now we're going to see if those keys, the business end, gets us some of the party end. Heads the first chest upstairs and finds...
A sword!
A sword! 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 11 seconds. Hitaka is finally in sword mode.
That also means we're in Aghanim mode.
It does. The wizard will get a visitor soon.
Strizer's going to keep on with this Lower Norfair play. Not a fan of this play. I would just go back to Zelda. We now know more items are in Zelda that we need.
That said, I prophesized earlier that the writers would probably stay in Super Metroid as long as they can before going back to Zelda with the items they need in Zelda. And that might be what Strizer is doing. There's an energy tank for Hitaka. Burrito. And a key. And Hitaka collects 95 rupees from the room there. Fun fact, by the way, if however many rupees you clear out, as long as you touch at least one of those rupees, next time you go down there, they all vanish. Hitaka decides that an extra set of 6 are worth his time to go back and get. Finds a big key, which will open the chest at the end of this area.
Strizer going to go ahead and go over to the Mickey Mouse room. Aptly named so because it looks like Mickey Mouse.
Always nice to see Mickey.
M-I-C... Oh.
Okay, no, don't do that.
So it looks like Hitaka is going to go ahead and fight the Helmsar King. They didn't bring the Mickey Mouse Club back. I remember watching that show whenever I was like 5.
I just didn't bother watching it. Okay, we're heading towards the Ridley area here.
So yeah, one more check before Ridley, and that's the power bombs of shame.
Why would you call them the power bombs of shame?
If you're playing an any percent route and you mess up your power bomb somewhere, runners grab those in order to keep the run going. If you have enough power bombs, you can ignore them.
Today it's a super missile. Very nice takedown the two mini statues in that room, and now Strizer is one room away after this from Ridley.
And Hitaka's one room away from Helmusar, but Strizer has some grinding to do to get back to enough missiles and health for this upcoming fight. "17 hits with a hammer to break the mask. And then it's going to take a handful of hits to finish off the king, while this is a very laggy fight.
You can also be done with 3 bombs as well to take off the mask, but those are a lot harder to place. And also costs, and also are inventory items that get deducted. So no silver arrows for him means that this is going to be a little bit harder, but he does get it down. When Strider gets back, he'll just be 1 shot to the brain, and that'll be enough.
And Strizer's going to go ahead and do his Ridley fight.
Oh, hi there, Ridley. Whoa! Don't breathe at me.
Ooh, getting Ridley into a nice pogo lock.
Nice.
Oh, this is a beautiful fight from Strizer. I think he's basically got it.
I think he's done this before.
A handful of times. I mean, he was 5-0 in our regular Swiss rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So Hitaka is going to go ahead and go over to Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave from the long method.
Strider decides the missile behind Ridley is not worth the 1 second it takes to collect, and carries on.
So right now we have a 5 to 4 boss count right now between these two runners. If you want to count boss kills as a lead right now. Hitaka is going to dip Tarahera. This is a green pendant. If Hitaka decides to clear out the whole thing, he actually gets 3 items, or this dungeon might actually be fire locked. Oh, wait, he has a lamp. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, it won't be fire locked as long as he has the lamp. Which is good because he's going to have to go down there.
Yeah, he's not going to go down there. He's like, nah, I don't want to sit. Still skips Spy Cave. That's still one I'm kind of confused with. We're in the Firefly Room, or I like to call this Mount Ridley, because it's a giant Ridley mountain. Why did the speedrun community decide to call this a Firefly Room? There's like 17 Firefly Rooms in this game, but only one of them is with a Mount Ridley.
Mount Ridley just sounds cool, too.
And see, that was the piece of heart inside Mount Ridley's heart. Because, like, that's what his heart would be. I don't know. I don't know alien and antonymy. I can't pronounce words today. I'm sorry.
Entomology. Anyway, we have a big 20 in Spiral Cave, which we didn't... I don't think we have any boots yet, so we had to take the long, slow walk of shame.
Yep. Oh, he's going to go ahead and do Super
Dark
Bunny
Death Mountain.
first.
Yeah, go to Dark Death Mountain.
And then he's going to mirror over to Paradox Cave. And Franker's Z room is more power bombs. Strizer's opting to pick them up for some reason.
Just a question coming up in chat again, asking about last night's match. Just to confirm, last night's match was a dead heat. This is game 1, take 2.
Magic powder. So now if Hitaka wants to go get his E-Tank, he can now go get his E-Tank.
So he can go get his E-Tank, is what you're saying?
If he wants to get his E-Tank.
Okay.
Space jump. That's big. Having troubles with that one mini Moldorm. Strizer's done with his Norfair. He's done. Oh, actually, Strizer's almost completely done with Super Metroid. He's only missing like one chunk of Meridia, and that's it.
Clearly, that was a mini Trolldorm I was going to try to say there, but because that Moldorm did not want to give him a shot. So here we are going back to the Dark World, and now he will go in the cave here. He just used the Dark World portal so you would have the ability to use the mirror right outside the cave. And nice use of the mirror there. When you push the button with while a block is moving to try to use the mirror, it will cause the block to completely and utterly vanish.
It's only a 1.0 glitch, and it only happens in places where the mirror normally don't work. So in these caves, Master Sword! So, like, for example, if you tried to do that trick in a dungeon, you get sent back to the start of the dungeon.
And the block remains when you go back to. Okay, let's see what Turtle Rock has on it today. We have Ether! We do not need the other medallions yet. While Fairway put it, we know we don't need Quake. Theoretically, Bombos would be needed if we were to determine that you need it to get into Ice Palace, as in the Fire Rod cannot be accessed before that point. But because Aghanim can now be accessed, I think it is safe to say that we will have access. Actually, no, we still need the boots.
Yeah, we still need the boots.
Depending where the boots are, we may still need Bombos for Ice Palace. Here we are in the Spike Cave that you thought should have been checked earlier. We're going to finally get to see it now. So here we are, the long, painful walk across very, very sharp, pointy things. And the chest at the back of it contains the Ice Rod!
What a nice rod we just found there.
So we found the cool rod. Now we just have to go get the hot rod.
I was going to laugh if that was the boots, but I think now boots are going to be a shock tool.
I would have laughed too. Watching boots be a shock tool. There's always something a shock tool, right? I remember an earlier race in this tournament, the bow was at shock tool.
So Hitaka is now going to do all his Norfair plays. Strizer now needs to find his flippers so he can now do the other half of Meridia if he wants to. Because the back half of Meridia is locked by Speed Booster. Rid Mail is the prize to get through Hookshot Cave.
Oh, interesting. This was on the island?
It's like another mountain peak. So Hitaka is going to get his silver arrows.
I think we might have seen that earlier. Chat's saying that they knew what that was already. We just didn't make mention of it earlier. So, yeah, we just noticed that now.
Well, I pay attention. I'm sorry. I pay attention now.
I find it interesting that Strizer still does not have a sword. Now, we know where two swords are. One is right up here in Super Bunny, and this will be Strizer's first sword at about an hour and 31 minutes or so. Once we
he's
get
not
to the
in
Super Bunny cave. Actually, no, he's not in Super Bunny. No, he will be very soon because he is on. No, he did. Maybe not. Maybe he's not doing Super Bunny cave.
He's going to go to Dark Worlds through Turtle Rock.
Probably. One thing we know is he does not have the King of Smaru, so he can't go inside Turtle Rock. Will he open it up while he's here? Nope.
No need. He can't do anything inside it. But he can do Hookshot Cave.
And that is one thing that Hitaka could not do, I believe. Nope, no hookshot. So there's his first sword. That's the third sword we've seen. It's his first.
East Death Mountain Spazer. Ooh, Wave and Spazer's not the best, but still good.
And he take. Not a bad hookshot cave. Oh, and I'm being reminded that he had no sword to use Ether, of course. I'm talking about him having no sword, then why he doesn't use Ether, of course.
But Strizer's about ready to get his Master Sword here.
And I'm actually trying to remember now. I know it was a single item by itself. Where was that first sword that we saw for Hitaka?
I believe that was in Palace of Darkness in the Vanilla Big Key chest.
It was Palace of Darkness, yep. Okay.
Comment in chat, Strizer has no mirror. So he could not have gone to get the red mail if he wanted to. Hitaka was thinking about going down to Lower Norfair, decided against it.
Strizer about to get his ice rod. Hitaka doing a save. And
looks like Hitaka's going to bet on Croc instead of Ridley. So we don't know these 5 items down here at Croc.
Are these some of the last items you have to find here?
Yeah, we still have the back half of Meridia. Okay. We still have all the Speed Booster locations. And we have Croc. So we have about a dozen or so items left in Super Metroid that we know of. Hitaka still has to do all the Lower Norfair. But Strizer's going to go ahead. Strizer's going to go ahead and...
Speaking of Croc, we're on him now.
I was going to say Strizer's going to go ahead and do Aga 1 now.
Well, there's your Bombos if we end up needing to get into Ice Palace. That's what was behind Crocmire today. So for those coming in late, we're an hour 35 minutes into the race. Again, the one item that we know its location, but we don't have yet, is the Fire Rod, and that is at the Lumberjack Ledge. Aghanim is required, and that is why Strizer is going to Aghanim right now. Chad is making a call for Boots at Ice Palace. Ooh. That's a cold proposition.
Boo that co-commentator.
What?
Boo that co-commentator.
What? Another call for Boots and Pet. I actually find that one a little humorous.
That will require Desert Palace not to be boots locked.
Yeah. That would be humorous all the same.
So Strizer's a few rooms away from Aga.
Well, he's really only 2 rooms away from Mega and then 1 room away from the fight.
Ooh, Croc was basically nothing.
Well, it was Bombos.
But if there's nothing in ice, then it's nothing.
If the boots are in ice, that was required. If the boots are not in ice, then yeah. So here comes the Aghanim 1 fight. Ladies and gentlemen, get your blue ball guesses in chat anywhere from 1 to 15 or 0 to 15. I'm going to go with 3. What do you say, Kuchiri?
Didn't they mess with the logic for this? For the combo? They had to remove some of the
I actually have no
it?
idea. I actually have no idea, but we're going to guess how many he has anyway.
So we got 2 already.
I'm being told in chat, yes, the RNG is different according to our tracker, Link Force. By the way, thank you, Link Force, for doing the tracking today. Give that man a follow. So we are down on 3 hits now for Strizer.
That was 5.
Oh, was that 5? Did I miss a hit?
Yep. So we got 2 blue balls, and if this is a red ball, he's dead. Yep.
2 blue balls. Ah.
So we get to see what's on Pyramid Ledge, something we did miss out on, and Hitaka is going to go ahead and do Lower Norfair.
Well, we didn't miss out on it. We didn't miss out on it. Just no one checked it yet. It is a piece of heart.
Hitaka is going ahead and do Lower Norfair. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and do Palace of Darkness while he's here.
Strizer not checking Catfish. This is an interesting play.
And he's going for all the IMs.
Yeah, but Catfish is one of those out-of-the-way locations. Actually, did he do Zora yet? Maybe he's waiting for the mirror to go up there. Maybe he's waiting for the mirror to get Catfish at the same time.
Well, he needs flippers too, so...
Yeah.
Flippers in Thieves Town.
And he never finished Thieves Town.
Now, Hitaka with the mirror will be able to check Desert and check Checkerboard Cave while he's down here. Because he's about ready to go down Showcase Showdown.
Oh, River Wheel to spin?
Nope.
Oh. Hello, Golden Chorizo. That was a much quicker Golden Chorizo fight.
Yeah, he had like 50 supers for that fight. He had no issues with it.
He made that look easy.
So Hitaka is going to go ahead and check Meyer Shed and Checkerboard while he's here. And if he wants, he can also check Desert.
Strizer actually gets out 2 bombs, so doesn't know what to do with the second bomb. Takes a bomb blast to the face. I did miss what was the checkerboard. I guess it wasn't important.
E-Tank.
E-Tank, okay. Someone's suggesting an Agina check, which we haven't actually had that yet, so it'll be interesting if Hitaka goes over there. Meanwhile, he's getting his Myers Shed items of usefulness.
We also never saw what was on Ledge, and Ledge was Power Bomb.
Nothing. A waste of time. And now into the sandy footholds of Desert Palace.
Chad's calling for a Agina check. The problem is, if he goes to Agina, he loses his portal back into Lower Norfair. And Desert is boots locked.
Interesting. And there's a key. Boots on right side, anyone?
I mean, we'll be able to check everything but 2 items in this dungeon. So, if both of these items are the prizes for this dungeon,
Flute!
now Hitaka can go check Agina without losing his Lower Norfair progress.
And a burrito.
So, we're still missing 1 item out of Desert.
In case anyone was wondering what he meant by losing Lower Norfair progress because the portal was on the north side, that's what he meant by that. On the upper portion of the mountain, I mean, he would have been able to get back to that. So, but now he's walking his way around anyway. He would have done this to get Agina either way.
Nope. Having issues with the bombs.
So let's see what Agina is. I don't think we've seen that yet. Agina today has just a super missile.
Super missiles, which these runners still want.
And back to Super Metroid for Hitaka. So Hitaka is getting through the amphitheater as Strizer is going to finish up Pod. So just to recap very briefly, Strizer has taken out, or it was Strizer who took out Agnum, I believe. So Hitaka has not, but neither has access to the Fire Rod yet because we still need the boots. So the boots are still at large in this seed.
And so right now, even though we don't track Aghanim on our tracker, they are actually tied with bosses right now. And we just seen this like a few seconds ago, but reverse. Hitaka was taking out Helmut Arcane the same time Strizer was taking out Ridley.
Do you have a sense that I have a feeling we've been here before?
Question in chat, yes, Hitaka can take the back access to Dragon now. Because Hitaka has boots. Strizer still needs to finish Thief Sound to get his flippers. I mean, not boots, flippers.
Okay.
Flippers, Link, yeah, Link, I know. I said, I got boots on my mind, man.
They'd be kind of heavy on your mind, wouldn't they?
Depending on the boots.
Yeah. So Strizer now dealing with the turtles in front of Helmut Arcane's room and whips out his hammer.
And Hitaka doesn't need to grind, so we got simultaneous boss fights right now. And a silver arrow to finish off Helmelsar.
Yep, a little bit quicker fight for Strizer. Hitaka did not have the silver arrows and still does not. Well, now has the silver arrows, but did not at the time they did the fight.
Ooh, Ridley's not being as nice to Hitaka as he was to Strizer.
I don't think he liked falling the first time, so it wants to be a little tougher for Hitaka here.
Hitaka's trying to get grabbed. That's what Hitaka's trying to do right now.
It worked. There he goes. And the missile in the room beyond will not be worth the time. He may just pick it up just because, but not worth the time otherwise. Nope.
I think Strizer's going to go check Catfish now. And then he can start... he needs to get to Thief Sound. We know that's where he needs to go.
I'm starting to think Catfish actually has something. But it would probably have to be the Cane of Samaria, if anything. Or the boots. But at the same time, the runners can get to Ice Palace, and if the boots are in there, then we know the Bombos was needed to get the boots. So to that end, I wouldn't mind a King of Samaria here at Catfish. Or a bomb.
Looks like we're going to get ourselves a shovel check from Strizer.
I think this is the first runner in this race to go digging, actually.
I think we found all the reserve tanks, too.
There's the Cane of Samaria!
Ooh. Now that does a lot now.
I knew we had to find it soon. We were getting to the point where we were running out of locations. I knew it was coming up soon. I just had to hope it was a Catfish and not in the dig spot. We had access to that for a while.
Nope, actually, Meridian. Well, we technically did, but Hitaka doesn't have the shovel yet because of, yeah. Strizer is going to check Sick Kid. And Hitaka's done with Norville. So the only thing he has left is Merida, because he's checked everything aside from speed booster locked locations. It looks like Strizer's going to go ahead and go back to Dark World. He can now clear out thief sounds super easily.
So one thing I just clarified in chat, the pedestal is pretty much dead at this point. Long live the pedestal, may it rest in peace.
Hitaka goes back to Link to the Past. What can he check now? Nope. He's going to start playing the flute, his harmonica.
It's time for Swag Duck Air to be opened up for use. We're getting an early serenade, an early sample of what is about to come. So this was your note that this is coming up. So if you like harmonica or recorder music, here is a sample.
Now everyone stand and salute.
And Swag Duck Air is now open for business. Call 555 Duck for all your transportation needs. Disclaimer: phone number does not work. Please note.
All right, we're now going to see what's in this one check that Hitaka orphaned, and it was a keep. So Skull Woods is currently dead until we get the Fire Rod, which at this point, Fire Rod might be our go mode item.
It's gonna have to be because the boots are needed for it, and that's the last thing we need to find the location of. So, depending on what Hitaka does, it could be Kane for him. But otherwise, yeah, Fire Rod is our go mode item. And I could actually argue and say Boots is the go mode item because that will give us Fire Rod.
Hitaka is going to go ahead and take the chest with him. He has the flute. Oh, I guess he's going to check K45 on his way.
He could. He probably will. If the boots are in there, he just has to get a shovel for the cane. Comment in chat, green pendant dude might have boots. That's Sahasrara. And the green pendant could very well be boots.
Well, speaking of go fast, we just got ourselves Speed Booster in K45. This now opens up Waterway and opens up the... I mean, we had other ways through Meridia, but now they can go the regular way through Meridia.
So now it's time to check out the chest that requires a specialist to unlock. And the purple chest, Gary's lunchbox, is being taken to Gary, and he provides the Cane of Burna. So, Brian, we found your cane. Please check in with Gary to claim it. If you don't know who Gary is, he is the handsome chap by the desert.
So Hitaka is going to go ahead and go to Meridia through the back way. He'll find his hook shot here. Eventually.
Oh, something evil just came up in chat. I don't know if you read that. There is talk about a possible Turtle Rock double dip. If the boots are as far in as Laser Bridge, they have to leave, get the Fire Rod, and go back.
It depends on how the keys are placed throughout Turtle Rock.
It does, but that would be nasty.
So Hitaka is going to go into the back half of Meridia. We have yet to see anything back here.
Now, we talk about go mode, but it's important to note that Strizer still does not have the mirror, which we know is on Zora Ledge. He needs the flippers to get to that, which is why I'm only referring to the mirror.
Which
He also doesn't have the flute either. Go ahead with what you're saying.
he just got the flipper, so that's going to lead him towards the mirror.
Yep, he's going to get him to the mirror very shortly. He does also need the flute, I mentioned, and then the boots would be the only thing left to get the fire rod. Whereas Hitaka, meanwhile, still needs the cane of Samari. We now know that that's the diggable. He can dig it up. So once he gets that, and then once the boots, which we still don't know where the boots are, that will be his go mode. Actually, no, the hook shot. He needs the hook shot too.
Both
so the needed items are very different between both runners right now.
Both the shovel and the hookshot are in Meridia, though, so we know he's going to definitely grab both of them.
Mm-hmm. And there's your pun from Blind again about gardeners.
Hitaka's going to go for grapple strats here on the giant shrimp.
Zap.
At the same time, Blind dies. The boss counts are still tied,
Yay!
folks.
We have sync, ladies and gentlemen. Sort of.
Ow. That one hurt me.
What?
That scream you did.
I didn't really scream.
Boots!
Boots! That time I screamed. So we are now in what we call commentators no mode. We know where everything is to beat the game. The runners just have to find it. And they have different items that they each need. But Hitaka is probably going to boot it over to, and I don't mean that as a pun, I did that by accident, going to rush over to Aghanim to take that out and go get his fire rod right now. And that's probably what he's going to spend the next 6 minutes doing.
Well, Hitaka still needs to clear out Meridia.
Yeah, he may do that first. That will probably put him into go mode.
So we're about 12 minutes for him clearing out Meridia before he does his his fire rod play, his Aga one play, my bad.
Yeah, he will have to find the king of Samarius back in Link to the Past, so he will not be in go mode when he leaves Meridia. There's the third sword, Tempered Sword, for him. And I didn't even catch that Strizer picked up the third sword, so they're now tied on swords.
Yeah, he cleared out Pod where that was. Hitaka not even saving. He's just going to go ahead and check the sand pit that has the hook shot in it.
Nope, the La Brea sand pits will benefit him today. He probably has a good feeling there's something down here, so he didn't want to waste time saving when he knew there was something here like that. Hook shot acquired. Will he check the other sand pit?
Will he check Shack Tool while he's down here?
Maybe.
That's the other question, but he's not. He still has Plasma to check too. And we're getting a magic bat check.
Yep, we're visiting Batman. We're going to see what the curse of the day is. You dare awaken me. I curse you. By taking away your arrows.
I think Hitaka thinks he's in a go mode, or is this just the fastest way to get back to the front Meridia?
There's no way he knows he's in go. He thinks he's in go mode. He knows he still needs the King of Smari, I believe.
Oh, he's saving first before he does any of the checks down here.
Yeah. That way he can do a hard reset.
So here's the thing. They're going to hit go mode with 4 dungeons left in Link to the Past. And these are probably the best 4 dungeons to be in Go mode with. Go mode Swamp, Go mode Skull Woods, Go mode Mire, and Go mode Turok.
I'm going to throw out something here. Strizer is doing the mushroom right now. I think he's going to go to Zora right after this.
Yep, so he's going to get his mirror, and he will have the flippers. He could just backdoor Meridia himself as well. And then when he finds Boots, he'll know he's in Go mode. He can just dip out of there.
That is definitely his Go mode. Well, yeah, I guess we don't really need Flute. That's just a nice to have.
Mind you, he will have to probably go through... Oh, that'll be the rough part there, because he'll have to go through Metroid to get back to Mire.
Well, I'm trying... The Flute was in...
Desert.
Desert, that's where it was. And I have a feeling he won't go into Desert at this point.
So this may be all because Hitaka dipped a pendant dungeon to get the Flute. The difference between these 2 runners.
That could be the difference in the race, indeed.
Right now, the question in chat, these guys are virtually tied. It just depends on how they route the rest of the seed.
If Strizer happens to make the play in Desert Palace as well, that'll give him transportation as well. That'll save him some Metroid trips. He just doesn't know. And there's no way he would know, especially once he gets to Go mode, that there's a Flute in there that can help with transportation. But it's not something he would look for once he's in Go mode. Unlike in regular Link to the Past Randomizer, where you need the Flute to get to Misery Mire, you don't in this game. And there is the mirror for Strizer. He is 1 pair of booties away from Go mode.
I think he might be going to Meridia now. And I think Hitaka is going to go ahead and check the other pit.
Yep, the other Liberated Sand Pit. He's going to get his half magic if he chooses to get it. Which he may not.
I think Strizer is going...
He's going to get it.
Strizer was going to Swamp. I think Strizer wants to complete Swamp now. We know that's not the play.
We also know Shacktool is not the play, but I wonder if Hitaka will check it.
So here's the thing. Strizer's going to not Go mode this dungeon. So he's going to check everything, which is going to add about 5 minutes to his run here.
Give or take,
Hitaka is, I think, is going to go to Plasma. He did not go to Shacktool.
He did not know.
He didn't even go to Plasma. He's ditching both Plasma and Shacktool. He's taking the bet that Plasma and Shacktool, which are both 2 very out of the way locations, has no progression. Which, he's right.
Yep, he's right. He just has no way to know that. But good guess. Of course, they could have some nice to have like a Butter Sword, but we're not worried about that right now.
No, Butter Sword has been found.
When? Oh, we found all 4 sword upgrades. Okay, that is true. Forget what I just said.
Yeah, Hitaka's final sword is in Hookshot Cave, which he's not going. He could go, but he's not going. Hitaka's going to go do his Aga 1 play.
I think Strizer's last sword is in Super Metroid somewhere. Well, Strizer, getting the key before flooding the chamber. You don't flood the key more than once.
Well, you can't flood that. You can't flood that key. It's impossible to flood
True.
that key. The other key you
Yeah,
can flood.
the other key. Yeah, that's what I meant. You only flood that key once and never again.
Ooh, Dark Cross only a big 20.
Well, both runners are still digging for that last item. Whoever finds that last item first, and then the longer the other runner takes to dig, that is going to be the huge difference in this race, I think.
Strizer, I mean, this could route into Lower Meridia. He clears Swamp, then he goes Lower Meridia. He'll feel bad once he finds the boots in Lower Meridia, but he is going to clear this dungeon out.
One interesting note too is that because Hitaka has the boots, he can use those to rush around a little bit, whereas Strizer is unable to do that at this point. One of our other runners in this tournament, Andy, is in chat with us right now and is talking about go moding Swamp with the boots, which would be a huge time savings, not only in terms of not having to go check everything in Swamp, but because of the fact that they could just race around and he can just race around and do it fast as well. So Hitaka is out of all the dark rooms. He's now in the 5th floor, making his way around a couple more rooms to get up to floor 6. And then he'll make his way over to floor 7 and Aghanim. Now, because the logic is different, that means we get to play the blue ball game again. So get some more guesses in chat, everyone.
And Strizer gets another piece of heart, and he's done with the left side Swamp.
Okay, so let's see. Another Aghanim fight. Let's see if the RNG is nicer or worse to Hitaka here. Well, the first ball was not a blue ball. There was a blue ball. Strizer removes the water, so the drain has been pulled. Hitaka has 3 hits. Lightning intermission completed. Time for hit number 4. And the 2 chests south of the drain and the swamp are a compass and a big key. Big key, utterly useless. Compass, even more so. Ooh, 2 blue balls. 3 blue balls. Another lightning intermission.
Strizer's probably getting a little upset that he's finding nothing here in Swamp Palace.
It looks like it might have been 4 blue balls, unless Hitaka missed a hit somewhere. And yeah, Strizer's probably getting a little irritated trying to find the booties right now. Hitaka is probably equally irritated at the heart piece on the pyramid. Has he even picked up the shovel yet?
He has. But he's going to go check Magic Bat now.
He shall be cursed with arrows.
And Strizer's going to fight his 4th crystal boss.
And this will tie everything up in terms of bosses again, I believe.
Yep.
This is a close race, guys.
And that's a Dag Argus. Plasma! Ooh!
Ooh.
Too bad we don't have Charge Beam, or else we'd be seeing some microwave strats here on Dragon. Because I have to assume Strizer is going to go towards Dragon now.
Well, it's another boss, so there's a reason not to do it. And that gets the boss out of the way, and he's going to find his go mode while he's down there.
Nope, he's not going that way.
Unfortunately. And there's another heart container for Hitaka. Checking those boots locations, hoping they're gonna produce a cane. They won't.
Hitaka's going to get his the item we saw 2 hours ago prize.
And Hitaka is going to be the first runner at about 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 35 seconds to get the fire rod.
Strizer not going to Dragon, proving me to be a liar. He's going to get the... I'm assuming he's going to get the purple chest.
So Hitaka now has everything he needs except for the Cane of Samaria. When will he choose to dig?
Well, he's going to hope that the Cane Samaria is with Mothra.
We know it isn't. He doesn't. Frankly, that Cane Samaria could be anywhere right now, so I don't question any play he makes going for it.
I am confused with Strizer's pathing with the purple chest.
I did not watch the entire pathing. This is very unique.
Oh, he's doing the reverse rule tour. Okay.
I'm gonna assume there's a meme to this that he's playing off of.
He's doing Graveyard Ledge, which we have not checked yet.
Yeah, I knew he was going to Graveyard Ledge. I'm surprised he would take the chest there. Question, chat: how did they know where the fire rod was? The fire rod is an item that we were able to check. That you're able to check as soon as the game starts. Basically, as soon as you start Sanctuary, walk over to the Lumberjack Cave, you can go up there and you can see the fire rod was on the ledge up there. Hitaka even pulled at the wall when he found it up there. About 15 minutes or so into the race. So both runners know where that is, or knew in Hitaka's case. We knew where that was. That's why we were able to talk about that the entire race. We just found Ice Beam, by the way.
Yeah, no, in Graveyard yet. So, I mean, we're a Charge Beam away from having the best beam combo in the game, which would make Mother Brain a very simple boss.
Yeah,
if it wasn't already a simple boss, yeah.
She would melt. Oh, and speaking of melting, Hitaka just melted the bug.
For the big key.
Of all things. And Strizer now has the other cane.
He's also going to check Agina.
Hard to remember that he didn't check that yet. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes Agina. So Hitaka is now going to check the other chest, which I think has to be a unique item, so not a dungeon item.
There's There's still the
container.
big key chest. There was still the big key chest, but we now know that's a dungeon item.
Yep. I find. Oh no, never mind. The original of the book, they can't do that. Forgot what I was about to say.
Looks like Hitaka is going to do Swamp now.
I have a feeling after Swamp, he's gonna go do the dig. I mean, that's what I would do. He's in the area. But right now, he's going with the item dense location, getting the thinking it's in Swamp Palace. Strizer, meanwhile, decides to check the back of Escape, which he's already checked, so that was a waste of time.
No.
Oh, no, he's going to the Dark Crossroads. Never mind. Comment in chat, oh no, mode is torturous. You have no idea. Even watch the race later if you know where everything is. You're like, why can't you go there?
So I think Strizer might be making the Meridia play now.
And that may potentially, depending on how long it takes him to get through raid and get to the boots, that could make him the first player to go into go mode. But if Hitaka does what I think he will do and goes to the dig spot after finishing Swamp Palace, he could be in go mode first. We'll see who gets to it first. This could still be a horse race, ladies and gentlemen. There are 3 dungeons that neither runner has done yet: Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock. Ice Palace we don't even have to do, so it's just Misery Mire and Turtle Rock that neither runner has stepped into yet. And Hitaka just has Swamp Palace, and Swamp Palace, and Strizer has Skull Woods for their 3rd dungeons.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Strizer's going to get his boots before Hitaka finishes Swamp Palace, though, so we'll see what he does.
I think so.
He may just run through Super Metroid to go to Mire and clear Mire there without ever needing to get Flute.
Yeah, this is still going to be a very interesting race.
So Hitaka's going to check the back of Swamp first.
Those heavy statues.
Strizer with almost all the E-Tangs. Hitaka with almost all the heart containers.
The Strizer gets a complimentary helping of green Gatorade. Hashtag not sponsored.
I don't think there's a green Gatorade.
We'll go with it. So the electrical outlets have been opened up. Strizer intends to, I'm sure, make use of one of them at some point.
Looks like he's going to try to do Shrine Spark strats. If done correctly, he can send out a after image that does 5,000 damage a frame to Dragon. And he misses it there.
Sam is struggling there.
Oh, I thought he had it!
He got it now. And
Synchro. Oh wait, I thought Argus was dead, but nope.
Nope. I'm trying to get a silver
Oh my
shot. But
god!
there we go. Finally. And ladies and gentlemen, at 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 21 minutes even, strizer86 is in go mode. And if Hitaka, no, he's going back into the right to the left side. This is going to cost some time.
So Strizer, he could just run through Super Metroid, get to Lower Norfair, get to Meyer that way. If he does that, he can clear out Meyer right now.
Since he's in Super Metroid right now, that's exactly what I think he's going to do. He's going to go straight to Meyer.
Nope, he's going back to Link to the Past. He still needs to get through Super Metroid to get to Meyer, because he has no other way to get the flute, right?
Well, I'm a liar. Hitaka is making the left side play. And now the question is, how long will it take Hitaka to get to the shovel and put himself into go mode to keep this race close? He is, at this point, one dungeon ahead. Both runners have all 4 Metroid bosses down. It's just Mother Brain on that side. So the question is, how long will it take Hitaka to get to that final item at the dig spot? I think he's going to do it right after he's out of here, but I know it'll still be very close. But if it takes any longer, this race slowly starts swinging into Strizer's favor.
So here's the problem, though. Strizer doesn't have the flute. So all Hitaka has to do is flute to Meyer.
Yes.
Strizer has to find his way through Super Metroid to get to Meyer, because the book has yet to be found.
Yes. That's why I'm saying if it takes a long time to get to the dig spot, that's eating away Hitaka's advantage right now with the flute.
And so Strizer has that fire rod, so he's now in full-on go mode. Again, this can still come down to Ganon Tower and the escape execution. This is where Strizer made up his time last night, because Hitaka had like a minute lead on him going to Ganon's Tower and escape. So, don't count.
He might be going to the dig spot. He might be going. He take left turn. Mirror. He's going to the dig spot. He has the portal there, so he can go back and get the big bomb, I think. But as soon as he finds the King of Samari here, he's going to leave that portal behind. 100%.
Yeah, I see him fleeing straight to Meyer. We'll see if we get God Meyer this time around.
And ladies and gentlemen, at 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 27 seconds, Hitaka is in go mode. We have a race. And as we said, right to Meyer. At this point, Hitaka, I would say, has a clear advantage. Because he has the flute, he can go straight to Meyer. Strizer not only is still in Skull Woods right now, but has to make his way through Super Metroid, to get to Misery Meyer. That's going to eat a lot of time that Hitaka can use to just go straight to the end. If it's a God Meyer, he could be done Misery Meyer by the time Strizer even enters. Strizer doing the bug fight. Bug is down. Skull Woods is completed.
So now they're tied on Crystal Dungeons, but the thing is, Hitaka's already in Meyer. We still got another at least 3 or 4 minutes before Strizer can get back to Meyer.
Yeah, Hitaka's gonna be done, Meyer, by the time Strizer enters. That's literally a 3-4 minute lead right now. So not as close as yesterday, but if anything can still happen to Hitaka, this is still a close race.
So we're looking for a big key here. Oh my.
Sorry?
It was the Godmire.
Godmire strikes again.
The Strizer's going run through Lure Norfair.
And we can't fault him for not coming up on where the flute was. We know where it was because Hitaka has it. It was in Desert Palace on the right side behind the key. Strizer, I don't think even went into Desert Palace because it's a pendant dungeon, and
he didn't have mirror. He didn't have mirror.
And he didn't have mirror. He didn't have mirror either. So, well, actually, he went into Desert. He just couldn't have done that portion, I guess. Or did he go into Desert?
He can't go. He could not have gone to Desert at that time.
Okay,
because he didn't have mirror and there's no book.
Yeah. So either way, he wasn't able to get the flute, or didn't get the flute, and we can't fault him for not doing that. No runner would fault him for not making that play. Just coincidentally, had he stopped in there at some point, that would have been a lot of time saved.
Yeah, so Hitaka is going to have about a, I'll say, 5-minute lead for the rest of this run.
Mm-hmm.
Which, mind you, Hitaka had a lead go into Ganon's Tower last night, and Strizer with the execution made up the difference.
It could come down to a left side, right side as well. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm just saying it could come down to a left side, right side playing Ganon's Tower as well. Or a Tower Room gamble. Strizer having trouble with the switch right now. There it goes.
So now Strizer just got back to Meyer as Hitaka is about ready to flute over to Turtle Rock. So we're also looking for a pretty godly Turtle Rock as well. They're going to try and skip as many chests as they can, hoping to find the big key early on, enough keys so they can skip Laser Bridge.
Yeah, if the last key is on Laser Bridge, it's an almost full clear of Turtle Rock just looking for the keys. And the one thing that we can note, though, is that they can skip the island chest, the lava island chest. So either way, I think they're going to be able to skip their Laser Bridge completely just because they can steal that key. If the last key happened to be on that, unless that last key happens to be on Lava Island, in which case they have to get that key from Laser Bridge if it's there. So there's Strizer's big key, but he is a full dungeon behind right now. So I'll make a quick note here while Hitaka is going through Turtle Rock. Once we finish Turtle Rock, there is a game we will play in chat. And those of you watching the VOD or on YouTube or somewhere like that will not be able to see this game, but it's a game we play in live in the Twitch chat. If you want to get ready for that game, note that it's open to subscribers to any of the Speed Gaming channels or to people who have donated 250 or more bits. So if you want to participate in that game, here's your fair warning. We'll start that game in about, I want to say about 3-4 minutes.
We start as soon as Hitaka picks up the last crystal.
Exactly.
And since Turtle Rock's the final dungeon, we'll end it the second he chooses which side to go down the stairs on. And in order to participate in the game to be put onto our leaderboard, you have to be a subscriber to any of our Speed Gaming channels and have donated at least 250 bits in the last month.
Yes,
I'm saying that.
I just said that.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I was reading something else. We do have a Twitch Prime subscriber.
Yep, that's Smiling Indian 989. Thank you for subscribing. Speed Gaming does appreciate the support.
And Strizer just finishes his victorious fight, so he's also going to save and quit and then go to Death Mountain that way.
And I'm not sure how exactly to say the name, but thank you to the Kairo's name for the 250-bit donation as well.
You could either sub or donate. Basically, when you sub, you give the Speed Gaming channel $2.50.
I know it's only one or the other, but subbing only lasts for a month, whereas the bit donation is kept track of
for the
forever,
month.
I guess.
It's who's ever on the leaderboard. If you see at the top of the chat, there's a leaderboard.
Not what I was saying, but okay. So Hitaka not going to be checking the Gorilla Cave, which we call Mimic Cave because they mimic your movements. We're not going to be checking that cave today. Just going straight across. Hitaka pick up a missile because his wide eye is in front of it. And actually, I think he still needs a key anyway.
So we are going to the laser bridge. So Strizer has actually cut the lead down by a bit, considering he was a whole dungeon behind. Now they're in the same dungeon now.
This laser bridge, he went through all 4 chests to find that key.
Strizer might do. I know some runners like to go straight to the end for their key.
Some do. That'd be a small time save, but it's still a huge difference in time at this point. So did he skip the Lava Island chest, Hitaka?
Yes, he did.
That means there was a key on Lava Island. Now, since you would have had to spend a key to open the key door to get that key, you would have had no gain, so it would have been a waste of time to check that chest anyway. And Chompy tries to take a bite. Doesn't get through, I don't think.
So Hitaka is now on the main snake of Trinex. Gets a nice double spin slash and the regular slash. So all we got left is to defeat Aga 2. And in order to get to Aga 2, we need to go grab ourselves a big key. And so we're going to start the game here. And now. So guesses 1 through 22.
So yeah, get your guesses in chat, those of you watching live, 1 to 22. Since you never said it, Kachiri, where would you guess?
I always guess 5 unless 5 is taken. I almost always win when people guess my number and then I have to pick another number, and it's almost always the one I pick. I'm actually on the top of the leaderboard right now.
You don't have to brag.
Oh, I am bragging. I brag.
Anyway, I just always say 11 because, well, always. Now let's see if it's on the right side and Hitaka goes a full left. That would buy Strizer. Nope, he's going right. But if Strizer goes left and it's on the left, that will save Strizer some time.
Stopping in about 5 seconds. And stop. So the first 2 were nothing. 3 is a small key.
He is going to the left now, so if Strizer does a full right and the big key is over there, that's going to tighten this race significantly. This only thing we have to do now is wait and see where that big key is, and we will know what the difference is for sure at that point.
All right, so we're gone through 5. Number 6 is another small key. We got 4 small keys right now.
So we're going to be coming up next on the fire bar room. The fire bars, much like the fire bars you see in Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 3 and such, rotate around like that and try to hurt you. And number 8 was a small blue rupee. And as a result, we have chest number 9 coming up in the fire snake room. Fire snakes, unlike fire bars, just move along the floor. They try to hurt you in a different way. We have to get through these spikes to get to that particular location. And chest number 9 today, or location number 9 today, is the big key! I just said the other day I rarely see it in that location, and there it is. It's in that location. So number 9 today was the big key, and Hitaka is clearly ahead in this race right now.
And we have Farashi as the winner today, because he was the closest guesser, who was also the subscriber.
And did you get a prize for Farashi, Kujiri?
I don't know. I wasn't feeling today. I mean, he can have some of my tissues I've been blowing into during this race.
Well, I got Farashi one of those skulls from the back of Skull Woods. I thought that'd be a great prize. So Farashi, enjoy your skull. Note this in digital form, and failure to save will cause you to lose that skull.
So Strizer just got done with Toro Rock, and now he's about ready to run into Sour. We still have a race on our hands, guys.
Meanwhile, Hitaka's going through the hardest rooms in the game. This is called the Gauntlet. Difficult enemies and lots of beamos in very icy situations like this one. And Hitaka, you're making this look too easy. You're making me look bad. We need to talk.
Strizer could do left and save himself some time. Hitaka might have some trolling in front of him.
Yeah, Trolldorm could still have a say in the race. You never know. Oh, the runners did pick up the book. I never saw where that was.
That was probably in here in Gan's Tower.
Must have been.
Yeah, so Strizer right now is about 3 minutes behind Hitaka.
Yep, give or take.
Anything can still happen between Moldorm and Ganon. Ganon falls are still a thing.
That's right. It's still possible for something unfortunate to happen. And when something unfortunate happens, it changes things up quite a bit. Strizer looks like he is doing a full left. At least hasn't gone right yet as far as
he's gone right.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, most riders will do the first two chests. I stand corrected. He didn't do the.
I don't know who did the. I don't know who did the actual checks on it, but apparently going left is always faster. Like no checks on the right. You just go full left every single time, and on average it's faster. By the way, Hitaka has 19 hearts.
The reason on average that it's faster, I could actually say, is because you have a lot more chests on the left side. So if it turns out to be on the left side, your average, if you always go left, will be faster. If you have a probability that any of the 22 chests can have it. However, in the case, I would say that runners that do the full right to start actually, on average, will have a better result in the end. And the reason it will have better results in the end is because there's only 4 chests over there to check. It takes less time to check those chests than it does to check the entire left side. So you're better off usually to do those 4 chests. Tower room usually gets left behind, though, till last.
So Hitaka just got to Aga 2 while Strizer is now doing his climb.
Yep, he got his big key also at number 9. And Hitaka is in the trigonometry fight.
So here's the thing. This could also be a, say, random moves. Let's say Strizer gets like a double, triple. He saves himself now probably another minute. Because Hitaka is trying to do spin strats on this fight for some strange reason.
He just came on the last hit. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Big Pig. Which we also call breakfast.
Again, a single Ganon fall might actually put Strizer within a minute here.
It would. It would put him within reach. Trolldorm didn't really have a say today, it looks like. Ganon musing about the light in the fridge. Hashtag midnight snacks. Okay, so Hitaka very quickly into phase 3 of the Ganon fight. And Strizer is in the Landmolus fight. Refight. Did you find the silver arrows? Yes, we did, Ganon. We hear they cook bacon very well. Here, see how it feels. Makes the bacon sizzle. Yep, that's sizzling bacon. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your G in chat, whether it's game or good, you decide. And we will follow Hitaka to Super Metroid to take on the Big Brain.
So things can still happen here that will give Strizer a chance. Any kind of accidental soft locks try and do some of these in-game skips can still happen. This is still anyone's game, basically.
Yep, it's not over until you escape. Quick trip to the menu, and on he goes. And along the way, it gets $20.
Yeah, I forgot to grab the Terminator earlier. He just checked it.
I thought it was actually kind of comical.
So Strizer did fall during the torch room, or fell during the torch room, so that is going to come back some. Again, still anyone's race.
And welcome to the final area. Look at that lava. Ooh, he might be having trouble with Metroids. He doesn't have ice, I don't think.
Nope, because Strizer was the one that grabbed that.
Oh, that's going to give Strizer some time. Now, if Hitaka does baby skip, that'll give him some time back.
Hitaka also has 70 super missiles, so Mother Brain won't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, Mother Brain will melt. Strizer, meanwhile, is on the trigonometry fight and is going to soon be going to the Big Pig himself.
Had a much faster fight with Aghanim.
It's being noted that it's perhaps neither of them knows baby skip. That's coming from one of our other volunteers who also does some of the tracking sometimes. And Strizer is getting his information on the light in the fridge. Which reminds me, I need to go visit that light in the fridge in a little bit. Probably after the race. He's going for baby skip. He might have it. He is not going to try and jump up, I don't think. He's just going to accept his fate.
Strizer has to be very careful. He has... Okay, he's going to go ahead and use his blue medicine there.
Soup time!
Strizer is going on to phase 4 again as Hitaka is about ready to go into the first phase of Mother Brain. No ice beam, so he can't do the regular skip.
So he has to push these out manually, it looks like.
Ooh, Strizer with the triple on Ganon.
Wow,
very nice.
It might be too little too late, but very nice. Very nice. That's going to buy him a little bit of time at least. Meanwhile, time to shatter a bottle that we don't want to pick up. Okay, so barring a problem on the Mother Brain fight, which would be extremely unfortunate if it happens, but barring that problem, Hitaka is in full control right now. And the brain is about to land on the floor, and looks pretty ugly down there on the floor. So time to leave. And oh, wait, what? What is this? Oh, you're big and ugly. He has a very limited number of super missiles he can miss with here. And by the way, some people in the community like to call this fight McBrainies because you get the onion rings. We just saw the onion rings. Here comes the ketchup beam. We saw a French fry, I think, earlier. And I don't think he is going for the stand-up glitch. He's just going to sit there and wait. So the baby Metroid comes in and sucks up Mother Brain and basically takes all the life force and feeds it right back to Samus. And now Mother Brain still has a little life left and basically takes out its own baby. So those of you who hate this moment, please get your Bible thumps or whatever other sad emotes you have in chat, as this big Metroid is dead.
Baby, no.
But it turns Samus into a supercharged rainbow beam firing creature. And as one baby dies, the other one shows up and sucks up Strizer.
And Mother Brain is down for Hitaka, so now we got a 2-minute escape sequence. It's looking like Hitaka's got this one, unless something is going to mess up Hitaka. But this has been another close race. If Strizer would have had that mirror when he went through Mire the first time, oh man, he got flute.
That trip having to go to through Super Metroid, that 2-3 minutes, that just is going to be the tail of the race right here, not having the flute. It costs other transportation time as well. But again, it's not something you can fault him for because it's in a pendant dungeon and he had no reason to go in there once he had other clues.
Strider's trying to do a Zebetite skip. He got it.
It's interesting because Strizer was the first rider to actually go into go mode as well. So he was first into go mode, and Hitaka got go mode afterwards. But he just had the extra dungeon done with Swamp Palace. And again, with the time saved, not having to go through Super Metroid for Misery Mire, that all led to him coming to this win, which we're about to get a finish right now, I believe.
Yep, and with an official SLRL time of 2 hours, 55 minutes and 35 seconds, Hitaka has taken his first win in Game 2. He now leads the series 0-1 after 2 games.
Well, technically Game 1, Take 2. But yeah.
Get your GGs out on tap for Hitaka.
And Planet Zebes explodes because we don't need Link to the Past anymore. Both bosses are done. And Strizer is now also facing the Big Brain. Here comes the beam. Oh no, couldn't dodge it.
We do have Hitaka in chat here, but let's go ahead and finish Strizer's run, and we can interview them both at the same time. I'm sure they're used to it by now. So we're about to go into Mother Brain Phase 3 for Strizer, and then we'll have his escape.
I don't think we said get your GGs in chat for Hitaka as well. Get your GGs in chat if you haven't already. I see a couple in there already. Okay, I didn't know if you said. And Strizer is now getting to observe Mother Brain's life force being drained and fed to him. Something I'm sure he's familiar with. And get another round of your Bible thumps and sad emotes out as Baby Metroid is about to die again. Spoiler. Saddest moment in video games right there, I tell you. And now we're firing the multicolored beams of light that we gained from Mother Brain. And Mother Brain is disposed of, and on we go.
So now Strizer has his own 3 minutes to escape.
Probably do it a minute and a half or less. Working his way through his own escape here.
A couple rooms left, and we'll be giving our GGs out to him. He can still get a sub 3 hour time here as well.
But he will have to kill the animals to do it. Will he kill or save the animal? We knew that Hitaka was going to kill, but now Strizer knows that he has lost, so he will kill the animals. And
do you smell something burning, Cyclone?
no, do you? Anyway, Strizer has finished in second place officially with a time of 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 54 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for another very close race. Only about a 4 minute, about 4:18, I think was the difference.
And so we're beginning Strizer in chat as well, so we can interview both Hitaka and Strizer at the same time. That was a reference, by the way, to the comet that killed the animals last GDQ. It was like a $5,000 comet. Do you smell something bursting? All right, we have both Hitaka and Strizer in chat here. GG to both you runners.
Thank you.
That was a very entertaining take two.
GG. GG Hitaka.
So, if anything was going to tell this story of this race, it was a flute. that was found in a pendant desert that saved Hitaka 4 minutes of running through Lore Norfair again that you had to do, Strizer. That was probably the only difference between you guys. Again, you guys were hand to hand once again. It was looking like another tie at like an hour and a half.
I agree. It was a very, very close race, and I agree with that analysis. I think it was just the flute, the lack of transportation at various points, and having to run through Super Metroid just to get back to Mystery Mire. I think that was the difference in the race.
Yeah, I believe that. I kind of cringed when I went through there the second time, and I was like, eh. And when I found the mirror and I realized it was locked behind the flippers, and I had kind of noped out of Zelda for a while, so I figured he could have ducked in and had the mirror as a result, and then the speed booster was behind the mirror as well. And I was like, I felt good at the start coming out of Norfair, but then my choice to kind of stick to Super Metroid kind of came back to bite me.
But given the early layout of the items, and actually we should probably give Hitaka a chance to say something too here, but given the early layout of the items, I actually was forecasting that you guys probably were going to stay in Super Metroid for a while because you guys were looking for a sword for a really long time today, too.
Oh yeah, this felt like a swordless seed for quite a while. But
I was wondering if it would just be me.
Hammer is a really good weapon when the hitbox isn't being terrible. And the thing is, this is one of those seats where it gave both suits really early, so you had like almost all of Super Metroid open like right away. And I feel like in those, if you just do all of Super Metroid, then you might be clearing a lot of junk. But if you can do Crystal Dungeons and Link to the Past, then you might as well go do those first, maybe, or a little earlier.
Yeah, we were in no mode for about 20 minutes before either one of you guys were in go mode. With how differently you guys ride, you guys had different go mode items apiece. Like Hitaka, you got the boots first, but Strizer got the Cane of Samaria first. And so when you guys both full cleared Swamp, which could have been go moded, it was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was another case. Like we mentioned that the flute was the difference, but if either of you had found that go mode item before you went to Swamp, there would have been 4 minutes right there, and that could have been the difference in Strizer's case, or for Hitaka, a more dominating win in that case.
Yeah, my plan was to do Swamp and then go do Pyramid Fairy, and while I was walking up there, I thought, oh, I guess I'll go check Shovel right now.
I saw that.
And the funny thing is, while I was walking there, I was thinking back to a seed from the last tournament where Kane was at Shovel, and I thought, haha, wouldn't that be funny if it was there again?
Yeah, there it was. And I noticed that you left the portal right outside of Link's house, too. So I definitely had figured out you were going to go to Pyramid Fairy next.
Yeah.
But as soon as you mirrored and I said, and you went towards the shovel spot, I said, yep, he's going to leave that portal there. He's going to flute right to Mire, and boom, got the cane, off to Mire.
Where was Ice Beam?
Do you remember?
Ice Beam was in Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, okay, yeah, I never got around to that. That was going to be like the next thing I did after Pyramid Fairy, so...
So other than those highlights, any other thoughts you have on the seed overall?
It was just really open-ended. Like, I'm glad that it ended up being so close, despite all of that. But it was, like he said, you got the two suits early on, and it was very open-ended.
And you also had early Dark World access, with access to everywhere in Dark World.
Yeah.
Early Morph, early Pearl, and like you said, no swords. Like, I was wondering if I was missing something when we got to like an hour 30 in and I hadn't found a sword.
Your guys' temper swords were different. So Strizer did Hookshot Cave. That was your golden sword, Hitaka, and Aqueduct was your golden sword, Strizer. The two items in Meridia that speed booster locked.
How early did Hitaka, like, how early did you get speed booster?
He had it like 10 minutes before you.
Okay.
He did instead of you going up to get ice beam with your chest, he did K45 with his chest. So he full cleared Thieves Town the first time he was there because he already had like 11 hearts. Because you dipped Village of Outcast early, Hitaka decided to do his Super Metroid checks early.
Yeah, I had like 4 hearts or something, so I just did like Hype Cave and Digging Cave, and then I just said, all right, I'm going to Super Metroid, maybe get more hearts or something before I do the rest of the Dark World.
Okay, I made the counterclockwise circle from the north end, and I dipped the first 4 chests, figuring that I could at least maybe nab 2 items, and I grabbed one, and it was absolute trash, and made the rest of the circle on the way down, and then...
So when you were at went through Lower North for the first time and you didn't check Desert, did you not have the mirror, or did you just decide not to check Desert?
Yeah, I didn't have the mirror.
Okay.
The first time I went down to Lower Norfair, I popped into Meyer's shed and I checked the emblem, but I didn't have a sword at the time, so I didn't even have a way to get into Meyer, and I didn't have a mirror. At least super early. Like, as soon as I went to Super Metroid and I went to Meridia and ducked down into Lower Norfair, I went and just did Lower Norfair then, and I didn't even have space jump.
Oh, nice. By the way, Norfair had absolutely nothing, which is really rare. Like, the only major item at all was Bombos behind Croc, which wasn't necessary at all, so it was just all garbage.
That depends on where Charge Beam was, but...
Yeah, I don't think either of you found Charge Beam, and we were starting to wonder if the boots might have been an Ice Palace requiring Bombos, but didn't work out that way. It was behind Raiden instead.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Ice after Graveyard Ledge, I think, because I had Fire Rod right then, so Bombos wouldn't necessarily have been blocking that, but yeah, I was gonna start dipping Ice and stuff.
And for us, the boots was our no mode, as we obviously knew what each of you had as well. So, yeah, that was an interesting layout today.
It was actually a really fun seed.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing else I need to ask these runners.
Well, it was an Agassiz, so it wasn't quite that fun. It was almost.
At least you knew early.
What do you mean? Agassiz are fun. You get to go see the wizard.
At least you knew early, and it wasn't a seed where you found out that Aga was your Dark World access an hour and a half in while trying to avoid it.
That's true. Those are pretty awful.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna jet, guys. It's pretty late, but and thanks to Hitaka for the race, and I look forward to the next one tomorrow night.
Yeah, me too.
And as they said, the next race is tomorrow night. I actually have the schedule up. I'm going to recap quickly for you guys tomorrow's overall schedule. Tomorrow's the race between Hitaka and strizer86. Technically game 2, since we can't really count the tie here. But game 3 of the possible 4-game series is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is in about, for those watching live, about 19 hours, a little less than 19 hours from now, that race will be on. It's listed right now as being on Speed Gaming 3. Also tomorrow on Speed Gaming 2, another exciting match, Superman Taylor versus Andy. That is at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, 5 hours earlier on Speed Gaming 2. Make sure to come watch those races tomorrow. They will be good races, both of them. Other items on the schedule tomorrow. Let's look at just Link to the Past Randomizer for a moment. There are 2 races on that schedule. There is a 4 p.m. race on Speed Gaming 4 between the Lane and Jet 082. Jet. And on Speed Gaming 2, Kyong92 versus Willard J. Bradley. 2 absolutely top-tier runners. That series can go either way. 10:30 p.m. tomorrow night. So if you want to see either of those are on tomorrow night. That last one's on Speed Gaming 2. Other events on tomorrow include a Wind Waker Randomizer in the morning, a Super Metroid Relay Race, some Deltarune, and more. You can look for that information at speedgaming.org/schedule for the full schedule. For this tournament, go to speedgaming.org/SMZ3 Winter. and you can get the details for this tournament. And that's for those of you watching on YouTube as well. You can get a list of any upcoming races in case you want to join us live here on Twitch. And feel free to come join us anytime. We'd love to have you here. With that said, Kuchiri, any final words from you tonight?
No, other than that, I do hope made the Triforce be with all of you guys, and see you guys next mission.
Exactly. And with that said, I want to wish all of you in chat, thank you as well. By the way, I should note again to give a quick thank you to our tracker as well. Our tracker was Link Force this evening. Link Force did a great job clicking the buttons for us. Thank you for that. And the Kuchiri, give him a follow as well. Make sure, of course, to follow our runners as well, Hitaka and Strizer, and I'll get their links in the chat as well for you. And you can obviously follow me if you wish as well. I'll do something someday. Anyway, with that said, I want to thank you, chat, most importantly, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have anything to do here. So thank you for being here to watch, and for also helping provide your thoughts on things as well that we could talk about and help theorize things even more with you. We couldn't do that. As much as we do our best to entertain you with the commentary, you help us to do that, and that's appreciated as well. So you are just as much important as anyone else here. Thank you for watching. I want to wish you all a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow for this next game in this series. And may not all your seeds be pet seeds. Good night.
I do hope you all have a great day. See you guys later.